Bill.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, I wasn't planning to speak on this bill today, but I feel compelled to bring the perspective of someone who can't share it himself. And that's Jerry Givens. He was the executioner in Virginia for, I think it was 17 years. Some of us on the Judiciary Committee heard him testify against bills that would have expanded the death penalty. Jerry couldn't testify this year because he died of COVID in 2020. And as we've been sitting here, I have heard the words of Jerry Givens over and over and over in my mind as I've tried to listen to everyone else. Jerry Givens executed 62 people. His routine never wavered. He would shave the person's head. He would lay his hand on the bald head and ask for God's forgiveness for the condemned, because he didn't believe that anybody was beyond redemption. He would strap that person into the electric chair and flip the switch. And then he was the one that gave the lethal injection, which was much more intimate. It left him shaken. What was a pivotal moment for him, three, as he said, was when he almost executed Earl Washington. And he realized the toll it would have taken on him had he executed an innocent man. And he started to think about how many innocent men had he executed. And then Jerry himself ended up in prison for embezzlement and saw firsthand how sometimes the criminal justice system fails you. And he said that another pivotal moment came one day when he was walking around the prison track where he would often talk to God. And he said God asked him a thorny question. Would you have executed your son if he were on death row? God asked, would you have executed my son if he were on death row? And Givens said he could only reply no, because Jesus was the Son of God. And he said he realized what he had done as executioner was not compatible with Jesus' teachings of forgiveness, that he could no longer support the death penalty, and that God told him to share his story, which he did for several years, including here. And one of the final things he said, I think, is appropriate as we decide how to vote today. Jerry said, I wasn't just for the death penalty. I was the one who carried it out. So you cannot say that I am not sincere. Those of you who want the death penalty, I carried it out for you. But it took 62 executions for me to see this wasn't the right thing to do. But Virginia is still doing the same thing. This is not the solution for our problem. Listen to me, because I did it. I'm listening to Jerry Givens today, and that's why I'm voting for this bill.